Welcome to our deep dive into the world of piranhas. These remarkable creatures, often shrouded in myth and misunderstanding, inhabit the vibrant, life-filled waters of South America. Their name alone can conjure images of frenzied attacks and razor-sharp teeth, a reputation built over centuries of travelers' tales and dramatic portrayals. But beyond this fearsome facade lies a complex and fascinating animal, beautifully adapted to its environment and playing a crucial role in the intricate web of life within these aquatic realms. It is a story of survival, of specialized evolution, and of a creature far more diverse than many believe. Today, we'll uncover some fascinating facts about these notorious fish. We shall journey into their world, exploring the myriad forms they take, the diverse habitats they call home, and the truth behind their legendary feeding habits. We will look beyond the sensational to understand their life cycle, their social structures, and their vital place within the grand tapestry of the Amazonian ecosystem. Prepare to see the piranha not merely as a predator, but as an integral part of a dynamic and ever-surprising natural world, a testament to the endless ingenuity of evolution. Our exploration will take us through the dense, murky waters they navigate, revealing the subtle cues they use to hunt and communicate. We will examine the powerful jaws that have made them famous, but also the surprising array of diets that different piranha species exhibit. From the solitary hunters to the shoaling strategists, we will endeavor to paint a complete picture of these often maligned, yet truly extraordinary inhabitants of the world's greatest river systems. Join us as we peel back the layers of legend and reveal the piranha in its true multifaceted glory. The term piranha does not refer to a single entity, but rather to a diverse group of freshwater fish, each with its own unique characteristics and ecological niche. Within the vast, sprawling river systems of South America, nature has sculpted numerous variations on this theme. Perhaps the most infamous is the red-bellied piranha. Its crimson underside, a vivid splash of color against its silvery flanks, makes it instantly recognizable. These fish are often found in large shoals, a collective that can be both a defensive strategy and a formidable hunting unit, embodying the classic image of the piranha. Their reputation, however, often overshadows the subtle beauty of their adaptation. The red-bellied piranha possesses a powerful bite, its triangular interlocking teeth designed like miniature surgical blades, capable of shearing through flesh with astonishing efficiency. They are a testament to the relentless pressures of their environment, where the ability to secure a meal quickly can mean the difference between survival and starvation. Yet their lives are not solely defined by predation. They are also prey, and their shoaling behavior offers protection against larger predators that share their aquatic world, such as caiman and river dolphins. Then we encounter the formidable black piranha, a species that commands respect for its size and solitary nature. Unlike its red-bellied cousin, the black piranha often hunts alone, a shadowy sentinel patrolling the deeper, murkier channels of the Amazon and Orinoco basins. Growing considerably larger than many other piranha species, its dark, often jet-black coloration provides excellent camouflage in the dimly lit waters it prefers. Its jaws are exceptionally powerful, capable of crushing bones, a feat that allows it to tackle larger prey than its smaller relatives might attempt. The black piranha's dentition is a marvel of natural engineering, robust and deeply set, designed not just for slicing but for exerting immense pressure. This species exhibits a patient, almost deliberate hunting style, relying on ambush and overwhelming power rather than the frenzied group attacks sometimes associated with other piranhas. Observing this magnificent fish in its natural habitat reveals a creature of quiet menace and perfectly honed predatory prowess, a solitary monarch in its underwater domain, a far cry from the chaotic image often portrayed in popular culture. A more specialized and perhaps surprising member of the family is the wimple piranha. This species, with its distinctively elongated lower jaw fin that resembles a small banner or wimple, has carved out a unique dietary niche. It is a lepidophage, meaning it feeds primarily on the scales of other fish. This unusual feeding strategy requires incredible speed and precision, darting in to nip scales from larger fish before making a swift retreat. Such a diet is a remarkable example of evolutionary divergence within the piranha group. The wimple piranha's existence highlights the incredible biodiversity and specialization that can occur even within a seemingly homogeneous group of animals. It is not the bloodthirsty carnivore of legend, but a highly specialized diner, its anatomy and behavior finely tuned to exploit a very particular food source. This challenges our preconceived notions of what it means to be a piranha, showcasing the adaptability and evolutionary creativity inherent in the natural world, where survival often depends on finding an unoccupied niche, however unusual it may seem to us. Finally, we consider the San Francisco piranha, native to the São Francisco River Basin in Brazil. This species is another of the larger piranhas, often distinguished by its robust build and a characteristic dark humeral spot near its gills. Like the red-bellied piranha, it is known to form shoals and possesses a formidable set of teeth, making it an efficient predator within its ecosystem. Its presence underscores the geographical distribution of these fascinating fish, each river system potentially harboring its own unique piranha species adapted to local conditions and food sources. The reputation of the piranha as a relentless man-eater is one of the most persistent and dramatic in the animal kingdom. Stories abound of hapless victims stripped to the bone in mere minutes, images seared into the popular consciousness. However, the reality, as is so often the case in nature, is far more nuanced. While certain piranha species possess the capability to inflict serious injury, unprovoked, sustained attacks on humans are exceptionally rare occurrences, often linked to specific, unusual environmental circumstances rather than inherent aggression towards our kind. It is true that the sharp teeth and powerful jaws of species like the red-bellied piranha or the black piranha demand respect. A defensive bite from a cornered or mishandled piranha can indeed be severe. Local fishermen who handle these fish regularly are well aware of this and exercise caution. However, the image of piranhas actively hunting humans as a primary food source is largely a product of exaggeration and myth, perpetuated by sensationalized accounts and fictional portrayals that seldom reflect their true behavior. Instances where piranhas have been implicated in attacks on humans often involve specific conditions. For example, during periods of extreme drought, when water levels are exceptionally low, fish populations can become concentrated in shrinking pools. This leads to increased competition for food and heightened stress among the piranhas. In such desperate situations, with their natural food sources depleted, any animal, including a human, entering the water might be perceived as a potential meal, or at least investigated with a bite, especially if there is blood or significant disturbance in the water. Furthermore, areas where fish are regularly cleaned with offal and blood discarded into the water can attract piranhas and habituate them to the presence of humans associated with food. Splashing, particularly the kind made by children playing, can mimic the struggles of a distressed fish, potentially triggering an investigatory or predatory response in hungry piranhas. These are not acts of malice, but rather opportunistic feeding behaviors driven by environmental cues and conditioned responses, a world away from the deliberate pursuit of human prey. It is important to note that many indigenous communities across the Amazon basin live and work alongside piranhas daily, bathing, fishing and traveling in the same waters with remarkably few incidents. They possess a deep understanding of piranha behavior, knowing when and where caution is most warranted. Their relationship with these fish is one of coexistence built on generations of shared habitat rather than constant fear. This practical, lived experience offers a valuable counterpoint to the more lurid tales often heard from afar. Indeed, of the dozens of piranha species, only a few, primarily those belonging to the genus, have been reliably implicated in posing any significant risk. And even then, as we have seen, context is paramount. Many other piranha species are primarily fish-eaters, insectivores, or even consume plant matter, posing little to no threat to humans. The broad brush with which all piranhas are painted as dangerous simply does not align with scientific observation or the experiences of those who share their native waters. Therefore, while caution is always advisable when entering unfamiliar waters in piranha territory, the pervasive fear of these fish is largely disproportionate to the actual risk they pose. Understanding their true nature, their ecological role, and the specific circumstances that might lead to defensive or opportunistic bites allows for a more balanced and accurate perception of these fascinating yet often misunderstood, inhabitants of South America's rich aquatic ecosystems, replacing fear with informed respect. The life cycle of the piranha, like that of many aquatic creatures, is a journey fraught with peril and shaped by the rhythms of the river. It begins in the warmer, shallower waters often sought out by adult piranhas during the breeding season, which typically coincides with the onset of the rainy season when food is more abundant and flooded areas provide new territories. The female piranha will lay thousands of tiny adhesive eggs, often attached to submerged vegetation or in specially prepared nests fanned out of the substrate by the male. Once the eggs are laid, the level of parental care exhibited can vary among piranha species. In some, such as the red-bellied piranha, the male takes on the role of guardian, fiercely protecting the precious clutch from a multitude of potential predators. He will patrol the area, aerating the eggs with flicks of his fins and driving away any intruders, large or small, that might pose a threat to his developing offspring. This period of vigilance is crucial as the eggs are a nutritious target for many other aquatic inhabitants. After a period of incubation, typically lasting several days to a week depending on water temperature, the tiny piranha fry emerge. These newly hatched fish are minuscule, often less than a few millimeters long, and bear little resemblance to their formidable parents. Initially, they rely on their yolk sacs for sustenance, but soon they must begin to hunt for themselves, starting with microscopic zooplankton and tiny aquatic insects. This early stage is perhaps the most vulnerable in a piranha's life, as they are prey for countless larger creatures, including other fish and aquatic invertebrates. As the young piranhas grow, their diet gradually shifts. They begin to target larger prey, such as insect larvae, small crustaceans, and eventually tiny fish. Their characteristic teeth begin to develop, equipping them for the carnivorous lifestyle that many species will adopt. During this juvenile phase, they often remain in sheltered areas amidst dense vegetation or in shallower waters, where they can find both food and refuge from the dangers lurking in the more open parts of the river. Safety in numbers also becomes important, with many young piranhas forming small shoals. Growth rates can vary depending on food availability and environmental conditions, but as they mature, piranhas develop the full suite of features that define their kind. The deep, laterally compressed body, the powerful jaws, and the razor-sharp interlocking teeth. They transition from being primarily prey to becoming predators themselves, though the threat from larger animals such as caiman, river dolphins, large catfish, and aquatic birds remains a constant factor throughout their lives. The journey to adulthood is a testament to their resilience. Upon reaching sexual maturity, which can take 1 to 2 years for many species, the cycle begins anew. Adult piranhas will participate in the seasonal breeding migrations, seeking out suitable partners and spawning grounds to ensure the continuation of their lineage. The lifespan of a piranha in the wild can range from 5 to 15 years, and in some larger species, potentially even longer. Each individual that survives to reproduce has successfully navigated the complex challenges of its aquatic world. The entire life cycle of the piranha is intimately linked to the seasonal pulses of the South American rivers, the rise and fall of water levels, the fluctuations in temperature, and the availability of food and breeding sites. It is a life shaped by water, a continuous drama of birth, growth, survival, and reproduction, played out beneath the surface of these vital, life-giving arteries of the continent, a perfect illustration of adaptation to a dynamic and often unforgiving environment. The piranha is inextricably linked to the vast and intricate network of freshwater rivers, floodplains, and lakes that crisscross the South American continent. Their primary domain is the Amazon basin, the largest drainage system in the world, a labyrinth of waterways that teems with an almost unimaginable diversity of life. Here, amidst the murky sediment-rich waters and the clear blackwater tributaries, piranhas have found a multitude of niches to exploit, each species often subtly adapted to specific conditions within this grand aquatic mosaic. They are creatures of warm waters, thriving in temperatures typically ranging from 23 to 28 degrees Celsius. The Orinoco River system, another vast network draining parts of Venezuela and Colombia, also hosts a significant piranha population, as do the rivers of the Guianas, the Paraguay Piranha system, and the São Francisco River in Brazil. Each of these systems presents a unique set of environmental parameters, from water chemistry and clarity to flow rate and available food sources, influencing the distribution and characteristics of the local piranha species. Piranhas are generally found in a variety of freshwater habitats, from the main channels of large rivers to smaller streams, oxbow lakes, and seasonally flooded forests known as igapo or várzea. During the rainy season, as rivers swell and spill over their banks, piranhas often venture into these newly inundated areas, which become rich feeding grounds, teeming with stranded terrestrial insects, fruits, seeds, and other organic matter, as well as providing new territories for breeding and for young fish to find refuge. The type of water can also influence piranha distribution. So-called whitewater rivers, like the Amazon itself, are heavy with suspended sediments, giving them a café au lait appearance. Blackwater rivers, such as the Rio Negro, are acidic and stained dark brown by tannins leached from decaying vegetation, resembling strong tea. Clearwater rivers, like the Tapajos, have high transparency. Piranhas can be found in all these types, though certain species may show preferences. Their senses and camouflage adapted accordingly. Vegetation plays a crucial role in the piranha's habitat. Submerged plants, overhanging branches, and floating meadows of aquatic vegetation provide cover from predators, especially for juvenile fish. These areas also attract a wealth of smaller fish and invertebrates, forming important foraging grounds. The complex structure offered by dense vegetation creates a three-dimensional world where piranhas can ambush prey or seek shelter, their laterally compressed bodies allowing them to navigate these intricate underwater jungles with ease. The depth at which piranhas are found can also vary. While often associated with surface or midwater activity, especially during feeding events, some species, like the black piranha, may prefer deeper, darker waters. The availability of dissolved oxygen, which can fluctuate significantly in some tropical waters, especially in stagnant backwaters or during periods of high organic decomposition, is another critical factor influencing their presence and behavior. Piranhas, like all fish, require well-oxygenated water to thrive. Ultimately, the habitat of the piranha is a dynamic and ever-changing environment, shaped by seasonal floods and droughts, by the complex interplay of geology and climate. These fish are perfectly attuned to these rhythms, their lives dictated by the pulse of the rivers. Understanding their habitat is key to understanding the piranha itself, for they are a reflection of the rich, complex, and often challenging conditions presented by the magnificent freshwater ecosystems of South America, a testament to life's ability to adapt and flourish. The piranha's reputation as an insatiable flesh-eater, a creature solely driven by a lust for blood, is a vivid but ultimately incomplete caricature. While it is undeniable that many piranha species are carnivorous, with teeth perfectly designed for shearing flesh, their dietary habits are considerably more varied and opportunistic than popular myth suggests. Indeed, the term flesh-eaters only captures one facet of their complex feeding ecology, a spectrum that includes predation, scavenging, and even, for some, a surprising reliance on plant matter. For the carnivorous species, such as the red-bellied piranha, fish form a significant portion of their diet. They may hunt live fish, often targeting the sick, injured, or unwary. Their strategy can involve quick darting attacks, sometimes focusing on nipping fins or scales to disable prey before consuming it. This fin-nipping behavior, known as pterygophagy, can be a common tactic, especially when larger prey is abundant but difficult to subdue entirely. It is an efficient way to gain sustenance without necessarily killing the host immediately. However, piranhas are also highly effective scavengers, playing a vital role in the cleanup crew of their aquatic ecosystems. They will readily consume the carcasses of dead animals, from fish and birds to mammals that may have fallen into the water. This scavenging behavior is crucial for nutrient cycling, preventing the accumulation of decaying organic matter and helping to maintain the health of the riverine environment. It is this propensity for scavenging that has likely contributed to some of the more gruesome tales, as a large shoal can indeed make short work of a dead animal. Interestingly, the piranha family, Serrasalmidae, is not exclusively carnivorous. It includes a significant number of species such as the pacus, which are closely related to piranhas, but are primarily herbivorous or omnivorous. These fish possess molar-like teeth adapted for crushing seeds, nuts, and fruits that fall into the water from overhanging trees. Even some true piranhas, particularly certain Serrasalmus species, are known to incorporate a surprising amount of plant material, seeds and fruits into their diet, especially during certain times of the year when these resources are plentiful. This dietary flexibility is a hallmark of successful opportunism. In an environment where food availability can fluctuate dramatically with the seasons, the ability to switch between different food sources is a significant advantage. During the dry season, when fish may be concentrated and easier to catch, carnivorous behavior might dominate. Conversely, during the flood season, when fruits and seeds are washed into the rivers, those piranhas capable of consuming plant matter can tap into this abundant resource. The young of most piranha species typically start their lives feeding on tiny crustaceans, insects, and zooplankton. As they grow, their diet diversifies and the characteristic piranha teeth develop, enabling them to tackle larger and more varied fare. This ontogenetic shift in diet is common in many fish species and reflects the changing energetic needs and predatory capabilities of the growing animal. The specific dietary preferences can also vary considerably even between closely related piranha species coexisting in the same habitat, reducing direct competition. Therefore, to label all piranhas simply as flesh-eaters is to overlook the fascinating diversity of their feeding strategies. They are adaptable foragers, capable of predation, scavenging, and in some cases, herbivory. Their diet is a reflection of what the environment provides, a testament to their evolutionary success in the dynamic and resource-rich yet often challenging ecosystems of South America. The truth is, as always, more complex and far more interesting than the myth. The feeding habits of piranhas are as varied as the species themselves, but they are all underpinned by a set of remarkable adaptations, most notably their legendary dentition and powerful jaw musculature. The teeth of a piranha are triangular, razor-sharp and interlocking, forming a continuous cutting edge that functions much like a set of surgical shears. When the piranha bites, the upper and lower teeth mesh perfectly, allowing them to slice through flesh, scales, and even small bones with astonishing efficiency. Many piranha species, particularly those of the genus like the red-bellied piranha, are known for their shoaling behavior, which can play a significant role in their feeding strategies. While often perceived as a cooperative hunting tactic, shoaling also offers protection from predators and can increase foraging efficiency. A large group of piranhas may be more successful in overwhelming larger prey or in locating scarce food resources. The presence of many individuals can also create a sense of security, emboldening them to investigate potential food items. Contrary to the cinematic portrayal of a constant frenzied feeding state, piranhas are not always on the attack. They can spend considerable periods at rest, conserving energy. Attacks are typically triggered by specific stimuli, such as the scent of blood or bodily fluids in the water, or the vibrations caused by a struggling fish or animal. Once a feeding event is initiated, especially if food is limited and competition is high, the scene can indeed become rapid and intense, as each individual strives to secure a share. Some species, like the solitary black piranha, employ different tactics. These larger, more powerful fish often rely on ambush, lurking in shadowy overhangs or amidst dense vegetation, waiting for unsuspecting prey to venture too close. Their attacks are swift and decisive, their robust jaws capable of dispatching prey with a single, powerful bite. This solitary hunting style contrasts sharply with the group dynamics of their smaller cousins, showcasing the diverse predatory approaches within the piranha family. The wimple piranha, with its specialized diet of fish scales, exhibits a unique hit-and-run tactic. It must approach its much larger prey with incredible speed and precision, expertly nipping off a scale or two before darting away to avoid retaliation. This requires exceptional maneuverability and keen eyesight. Such specialized feeding behavior is a testament to the evolutionary pressures that drive species to find and exploit unique ecological niches. thereby reducing competition with other predators. Piranhas also possess keen senses that aid them in locating food. Their eyesight is well developed, allowing them to spot prey in the often murky waters of their habitat. They have an acute sense of smell, capable of detecting minute traces of blood or other attractants from considerable distances. Furthermore, their lateral line system, a series of sensory pores running along their flanks, allows them to detect vibrations and water movements, helping them to locate struggling prey or navigate in low visibility conditions. The act of feeding itself can be remarkably quick. A piranha will take a bite, often removing a chunk of flesh, and may then retreat momentarily, especially if part of a large feeding group, to avoid injury from its equally eager shoalmates. This bite and retreat pattern can continue until the food source is consumed. Understanding these varied feeding habits, from the frenetic group efforts to the patient solo ambush, reveals the piranha as a highly adapted and versatile predator, finely tuned to the challenges and opportunities of its aquatic world. Far from being mere villains of the underwater world, piranhas play a crucial and often underappreciated role in maintaining the health and balance of their complex freshwater ecosystems. As predators, they exert a significant influence on the populations of other fish species. By preying primarily on the weak, sick, or injured individuals, piranhas help to ensure the overall fitness of prey populations, a natural form of quality control that strengthens the genetic stock of the species they hunt. This predatory pressure also helps to prevent any single fish species from becoming overly dominant, thereby contributing to the incredible biodiversity found in South American rivers. By keeping populations in check, piranhas help to maintain a stable community structure, ensuring that resources are not depleted by an overabundance of one particular type of fish. This intricate dance between predator and prey is fundamental to the ecological integrity of these vibrant aquatic realms, a delicate balance honed over millennia. Beyond their role as hunters of live prey, piranhas are exceptionally important scavengers. The rivers and floodplains of South America are dynamic environments where death is a constant occurrence. Animals die from disease, injury, old age, or drowning. Without efficient scavengers, these carcasses would accumulate, leading to the spread of disease and the depletion of oxygen in the water as they decompose. Piranhas, with their sharp teeth and voracious appetites, are remarkably efficient at disposing of such organic matter. This cleanup service is vital. By rapidly consuming carrion, piranhas help to recycle nutrients back into the ecosystem. The organic material they ingest is broken down and eventually returned to the water through their waste products, providing essential nutrients for algae and aquatic plants which form the base of the food web. This nutrient cycling is a cornerstone of a healthy, productive aquatic environment, and piranhas are key players in this continuous process of renewal. Piranhas themselves also serve as a food source for a variety of larger predators. Caiman, river dolphins, large catfish, aquatic birds such as herons and cormorants, and even giant otters all prey on piranhas, particularly the young or unwary adults. This positions them as an important intermediate link in the food chain, transferring energy from smaller organisms and organic matter to higher trophic levels. Their presence supports a rich tapestry of predatory life within these river systems. Furthermore, the very presence of piranhas can influence the behavior of other aquatic species. Potential prey fish may alter their foraging patterns, their shoaling behavior, or their habitat use to minimize the risk of encountering these formidable predators. This ecology of fear can have cascading effects throughout the ecosystem, shaping community dynamics in subtle but significant ways, influencing where and when other species are active and contributing to the overall complexity of interactions. In essence, the piranha is not an isolated entity, but an integral component of a highly interconnected natural system. Their activities, whether hunting, scavenging, or simply existing as potential prey, ripple through the ecosystem, influencing its structure, function, and health. To remove them would be to unravel a critical thread in the rich fabric of Amazonian biodiversity, diminishing the vitality and resilience of these extraordinary freshwater worlds. They are, in their own way, guardians of the river's health. The piranha is a creature heavily burdened by myth and misconception, its image often distorted through a lens of fear and sensationalism. Perhaps the most pervasive myth is that of their insatiable, indiscriminate aggression towards any living thing that enters the water, particularly humans and large mammals, which they are said to be able to strip to the bone in mere minutes. This dramatic portrayal, while making for exciting fiction, bears little resemblance to the typical behavior of most piranha species. This fearsome reputation was significantly amplified by President Theodore Roosevelt's account in his 1914 book, Through the Brazilian Wilderness. He described a harrowing scene where a cow, driven into a piranha-infested river, was rapidly skeletonized. While the event itself may have occurred, the circumstances were likely manipulated for dramatic effect. It's believed the piranhas had been trapped and starved for days in a netted-off section of the river, ensuring a frenzied response when the unfortunate animal was introduced. This isolated, staged incident became a foundational story for the global perception of piranhas. Another common misconception is that all piranhas are alike, a single, terrifying entity. As we have explored, there are dozens of piranha species exhibiting a wide range of sizes, diets, and behaviors. Many are relatively small and timid, feeding primarily on insects, crustaceans, or even plant matter. Only a few species, notably the red-bellied piranha, are known for their group feeding events that contribute to their fearsome image, and even these are not constantly in a state of frenzied attack. The idea that piranhas are always hunting in massive, bloodthirsty packs is also an exaggeration. While some species do shoal, this is often as much a defensive measure against their own predators as it is an offensive hunting strategy. Furthermore, these shoals are not perpetually engaged in a feeding frenzy. Like any predator, piranhas spend a significant amount of their time resting or cruising, conserving energy until a genuine feeding opportunity, often triggered by specific cues like distress signals or the scent of blood, arises. The myth of their ability to smell a single drop of blood from miles away and converge instantly is another hyperbole. While they do possess an acute sense of smell, and blood is certainly an attractant, their detection range and reaction speed are within the bounds of biological reality, not supernatural capability. The piranha-infested waters trope, suggesting that any water body in the Amazon is a death trap, also ignores the patchiness of their distribution and the fact that millions of people and animals coexist with them daily without incident. Furthermore, the notion that piranhas are a significant threat to livestock or routinely attack large, healthy animals is largely unfounded. Their primary prey consists of other fish, often those that are already weakened or injured. While they are opportunistic scavengers and will consume carcasses, bringing down a large, struggling mammal is generally beyond their typical predatory behavior, unless under the extreme artificial circumstances like those described by Roosevelt. Dispelling these myths is not to diminish the piranha's status as a formidable and efficient predator, but rather to foster a more accurate and respectful understanding. They are fascinating creatures, perfectly adapted to their environment, playing vital ecological roles. By moving beyond the sensationalized stereotypes, we can appreciate the true nature of the piranha, not as a monstrous caricature, but as a remarkable example of evolutionary success and an integral part of South America's rich natural heritage. Thanks for joining us on this underwater adventure. We have journeyed deep into the world of the piranha, seeking to understand the creature behind the formidable reputation. From the diverse array of species, each with its unique adaptations, to their intricate life cycles and the vital roles they play within their lush, riverine habitats, the piranha has revealed itself to be far more than just a set of sharp teeth. It is a testament to the power of evolution, a creature finely tuned to the rhythms of the Amazon and its tributaries. We've seen that while their predatory prowess is undeniable, the narrative of the mindless man-eater is largely a construct of myth and misunderstanding. Instead, we find a fish that is an efficient hunter, a crucial scavenger, and an important link in the complex food web, contributing to the health and biodiversity of some of the planet's most vital freshwater ecosystems. Their story is one of survival, adaptation, and ecological significance, a vibrant thread in the rich tapestry of life that flourishes in the heart of South America. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe for more amazing wildlife facts. By fostering a deeper understanding and appreciation for creatures like the piranha, we can move beyond fear towards a more informed respect for the natural world and all its inhabitants. The rivers continue to flow, and within their depths, the piranha continues its ancient dance of life, a shimmering, often misunderstood, yet undeniably fascinating part of our planet's incredible biodiversity.